This is part 6 in a series of presentations about standards and vital records. In this session, we'll take a look at the newest in the HL7 standards families, Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resources, pronounced FHIR. Interoperability is defined as the ability of different information systems and software applications to communicate, to exchange data, and, more importantly, to use the information that has been exchanged. Interoperability has long been a vision of our nationwide healthcare system where hospitals, physicians in primary care and specialties, labs, pharmacies, and even public health share information electronically, seamlessly, and securely to improve patient care, health outcomes, public health, and population health. But despite this vision, achieving true interoperability on a nationwide scale has been very slow and difficult. As we saw, HL7 version 2 messaging, although it's been around for over 2 decades, is too flexible to serve as a backbone for nationwide interoperability. The CDA has saw a lot of success in the last few years after meaningful use, but it's complicated and costly to implement. HL7 came out with a new standard to address some of these concerns, Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resources, pronounced FHIR, where the F in FHIR stands for fast, and fast means fast to implement. FHIR is also built on modern web technologies, the same technologies that drive websites that we use every day like Google, Amazon, Twitter, Facebook. It uses the same security protocols built into those websites. FHIR is built on the concept of resources, where resource is a chunk of data about a particular subject, such as a patient, a procedure, a medication, and so on. Resources can be used alone or in combination with other resources in a wide variety of use cases. To search patients, update encounter information, request medication history, and on and on and on. Resources can be accessed using laptops, desktops, and mobile devices. It really is an extensible, flexible standard. Here's an example of how it might be used in birth reporting using something known as SMART. SMART on FHIR. SMART stands for Substitutable Medical Apps, Reusable Technologies. SMART is an open standard that is currently being developed on top of the FHIR standard to allow for apps similar to the apps on your smartphone, where FHIR brings the data, FHIR exposes an interface to the data, and SMART brings the business logic. The idea is that reusable chunks of business logic can be installed in different systems, much like you install apps on your cell phone. In this use case, a Smart on FHIR app could access an application server for all the reporting and business logic, access the EHR to get data pertinent to a delivery in a hospital. A birth certificate clerk using a Smart on FHIR app could complete a birth certificate using the business logic to predefine all of the data elements that are in the EHR and to complete the data elements that are not in the EHR and to submit to vital records. Now we've seen all three of the HL7 standards families. We've seen messages and documents and some of their pluses and minuses. FHIR is still a draft standard. It combines flexibility and rigidity, tries to get the best of both worlds, and it can support messaging or document paradigms. FHIR represents an exciting new opportunity, and we should hear a lot more about it in the very near future in applications for vital records. A couple of questions about FHIR. First, true or false? FHIR uses the same technologies that power popular websites like Facebook, Twitter, and Amazon. The answer is true. True or false? SMART is an open standard that combines business logic and other resources on top of FHIR data resources into reusable apps, and the answer is true. That concludes this session. Here's my contact information if you have questions.